You're now our partners. You are now getting paid for every person that you help download the game and help them play the game. And someday, shortly here soon, the game's going to go viral. It's going to catch on and get traction. It's going to go viral. We're not going to have 1 or 2 or 3 million people playing the game like we do now. We're going to have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 million people, just like Angry Birds, just like Clash of Clans, just like those games. We're going to have 30, 40, 50, 100 million people playing this game during a football game, during a soccer game, during a hockey game, during NASCAR, and some of these overlapping sports. And it's going to be an amazing time. And those of you who put the time in and get players and make sure your people on token subscriptions and doing your 15-minute drills every day, those of you guys are investing your time. You guys are seeing a profit 15 weeks out. Now, some of you guys may not be making more than $50, $60, $70, $100, $200. Some of you guys are making a little more than that, whatever. But guess what? This is a long-term gig. 3 years from now, 2 years from now, guys, when we're everywhere and people are loving this game, every person I talk to that downloads this game loves it and says, wow, what a great game. This is awesome. Matter of fact, this is almost addicting. And I said, yes, it is addicting, isn't it? It's great. I smile ear. When somebody says your game's addicting, I smile ear to ear and get all excited. You guys should get excited because we want an addicting game, but it's a healthy addiction. It's a family-friendly app, and it's fun to play and exciting. Alan and Elizabeth, are you with me still?
Yes, we are.
Are you guys excited? I can hear you just fine.
We're extremely excited.
That's awesome. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the call over to you, and then I might jump in and just chat with you for a minute because I'm really excited. And I want to make sure we get the maximum to our listeners base here for them to listen to what we're doing here. So I'll let you guys start off, and Alan and whichever, or Elizabeth, whoever wants to start first, I'll let you guys go. So I'll turn the call to you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll start first. First of all, thank you very much, Roger, for having us on the call. We are very happy to share what we are saying and actually what we are doing because, I'm participating in the 15-minute drill challenge, and I post a lot on the Facebook site. And like recently I posted I got 9 players today, and the other day I posted I got 3 players today. And a lot of people are asking me, how are you doing that? And I always tell them, hey, listen to Roger's calls. All we are doing is basically we are doing what you told us to do during your very first or second training call in January. So we started doing that about a month ago, and so far we've signed up about 250 players, and we talked to about 253 people, and 2 of them, so far only 2 of them had said, no, we don't want to download the app, and that's because they're not sports fans. Everybody else, 250 people, downloaded the app on the spot, and we wanted to share with you what we're saying, and I will walk you through how I explained the app to the new players, and Alan will share with you what he says, because he usually starts the conversation, and once they agree to download the app, I walk them through.
And Roger, one thing I'd say too real quick, it really helps the fact that there's a man and a woman doing this, because you can kind of play off each other. But one of the first things I heard you say, Roger, on one of your training calls was just tell people that you work with an app development company, because that's really true. And that's exactly what we say, and it works like a charm. I mean, you just don't get 200 and I think we had 235 people sign up of the first 237 people we talked to. And it's not because we're doing anything magic. It's really all about the app, but we're getting their attention because we'll look for people in the mall that have a sports jersey on or a sports cap on, and maybe they're sitting down in a chair, and that's the best time to get them because they're kind of sitting there, they're trapped, but they're telling you, hey, I'm a sports fan, come talk to me. And so we'll just walk up and we'll say, hey, we're wondering if you might be able to help us out. And they kind of look at you a little bit strange and, well, what's up? Well, we actually work with an app development company, and we've just launched a brand new live interactive sports app. And I purposely say it that distinctive and slowly because I want them to hear me say live interactive sports app. And I say, now what that means is and I'll pull out my cell phone and I point to it and I say, you play the app on your phone while you're watching a live event on TV. And I say they're synced because we're getting the same feeds from the NFL that ESPN and all the other guys are getting, and it's coming into the phone. So there's a play-by-play just in case you can't watch the game in real time, but you play it on your phone while you're watching the game on TV. Now, there's two things about our app that really make it special. Number one, it's like the Facebook of sports. And what I mean by that is we've got the chat function built into it, we've got the follow function built into it, and we've got the share function built into it. Now, the second thing that makes it really unique is the fact that we've got over 200 NFL Hall of Famers who are actually inside the app, along with some entertainers and celebrities, and you can literally play with them in a game that they've set up, and they'll, maybe they'll have 500 or 1,000 people playing with them, and they'll pick out 4 or 5 people at random, and they'll sign a jersey and send it to them for free. And they're like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then I ask them, and you have to ask them this, would you be willing to download the app and test it for us and just give us some feedback? We just came out of beta, and, we spent a lot of money developing this. We can't think of everything, and we'd love to get some feedback from you. Well, sure. And everybody reaches for their back pocket or their coat pocket, and they pull their cell phone out and they say, well, what app store is it in? We'll say it's in both of them. It's in the iOS store and the Google Play Store. And so they go to download it. And while they're downloading it, one thing that I always tell them, I say our motto is sports brings families together. This has nothing to do with betting. And what we want to accomplish here, we wanted to make a game where a 13-year-old kid could play with his mom or dad. And we also wanted to create a game where that 13-year-old kid could play with his 90-year-old grandmother. So that means that somebody from 13 to 90 has got to be able to play this. And this is really a cool game. It is so much fun. And so, they're in the process of downloading it. And as soon as they get it downloaded, I turn it over to Elizabeth, and she walks them through it. And it's really critical that you walk somebody through the app. But you have to ask them if they'll be willing to do that. And then they're like, oh, okay. And you've got them. I mean, as soon as she starts showing them the app, and I'll let her kind of explain what she does, because they're hooked by then. So
let me ask you one second, Elizabeth. Hold on a second. Let me ask you, Alan, real quick, and we'll get into this in a second. So let's rewind here a second. So you guys started listening to my conference calls, and I said, listen, you got to have 15 seconds of courage. Find somebody in a mall, find somebody in a restaurant, find somebody somewhere that's wearing a shirt that says, hey, I love the Denver Broncos, or I love the Miami Dolphins, or I love basketball, or the Warriors, or the Bulls, or a hat, shoes, or jersey, or maybe a backpack, or maybe they're carrying a water cooler or something like that, and it's got a NFL or NBA symbol on it, and you have 15 seconds of courage, and you walk up to them, and you're saying that you walk up to them and say, hey, I'm part of an app development I work with an app development company, and you're saying, hey, give me a second here, and you're talking to them, and you say, listen, we're looking for some feedback. We're willing to download the app. Now, what I think is really cool is that you set it up right from the beginning. It's almost like getting ready for a volleyball spike. That you first off, you approach them, you already know, because they're advertising, they're wearing a hat, a jersey, or something. You're already asking them, hey. They're advertising, hey, I love sports. Guys, listen, I know that I'm gonna let them talk and stuff, but you guys got to realize that sports apparel is expensive. Sports apparel is expensive. If they are wearing a beanie hat, a shirt, a jacket, a jersey, something, they are die-hard fans, sports fans. And if you walk up to them and tell them that they have a chance to put in shape an app, which they do, and download an app, and you can give them tokens to play for free, guys, this is huge in getting players. So I wanted to make that significant here, Alan, and I want to tell you, great job that you're doing. You and Elizabeth are doing a great job. So I'll turn this back over to you. Go, if you want to say anything else. And clarify maybe something I missed in what your process of what you're doing, and then Elizabeth can jump in there.
I'm going to turn it over to Elizabeth just a second. There was one other thing I did want to say. After about our 4th or 5th person, and we were like, wow, this is easy. This is like stealing candy from a baby. I was walking in the neighborhood one day to get some exercise, and there was a policeman there who was helping the cable company. They're running fiber optic cables through our neighborhood. And I went by him about the third or fourth time, and I walked up to him. I said, let me ask you a question. He said, sure. I said, are you a sports fan? He said, yeah. I said, well, I actually worked with an app development company. I went to the same speech with him. He downloaded the app right there on the spot, on the corner, while he's kind of directing traffic. So once you kind of get into the hang of it, it is so easy. But I do think the key is you have to play the app a lot. You got to understand how to show it. And I'm going to turn that over to Elizabeth because she's better than anybody I've seen with that.
What I wanted to share with everybody is it's really crucial that you walk them through the app. We had 2 people or so, and from all the people we talked to, we ran into 2 people that heard about FireFan. And one person we talked to, they told us, oh, I've heard about it. I just got those tickets before, and I don't actually know what it is. It says FireFan has a code on. And this person did not download the app because you have to explain to them how to download it, what it is. It's crucial to walk them through. It's crucial to invite them into a game. It's not enough to just give them your business card or the tickets with the code, and that's not enough. So I start basically by having them enter our player rewards code, and then I explain to them, make sure you click on enter code, don't click on continue, and I explain to them, with this code, you get 20 free tokens. And we're more than willing to send you more free tokens when you run out. And sometimes I even send them more tokens on the spot because I invite them into 2 or 3 games. And if they want to play more games, I send them more tokens on the spot. So what I do first, once they download the app, I tell them it's like the Facebook of sports. And I basically repeat what Ellen just told them because it's crucial, because they know what Facebook is and they say, oh, okay, cool, it's like the Facebook of sports. And then I follow them in the app. So I click on following in the app. I ask them, so I will follow you in the app, and I'll ask them, what's your username? So I type in the username, I click on Find FireFans, and once I connected with that person, I have them go into their app. I have them click on followers, and in the app they can see my name, and I tell them, look, so now we're connected. And what I will do now is I will invite you to 2 or 3 games. So I go into the app, I show them, I tell them, this is my league, and I will invite you to 2 games. So I send them an invite. I have them go to alerts. I have them accept the invite. I have them click on join for 6 tokens and so on. And they accept the invite. Then I show them, look, here are your pregame picks. Make sure you fill those pregame picks out before the game starts, because you get a lot of points. Even if you don't play the game, you still get a lot of points for answering those pregame picks. And what I also explain to them is that they can take the points, basically the tickets they get, and trade them in for gift cards for Best Buy, Target, Amazon, and so on. And this is really crucial. That gets them excited. The Pro Shop is the best thing in the app, because that's what I tell them, there's actually a purpose behind playing.
Yeah, when she shows them that they can get a vacation and stuff. But I tell you one of the things, too, that's so much fun, Roger, is when they start going through the MVPs, and they go, wow, you got him in here. That's really a lot of fun, because they see that. But it's so critical. You have to walk them through the app, and you got to ask them to download the app. And go ahead and finish up what you did.
Yeah, and also some other features that I'm sharing with the person. I showed them the chat feature in the app. I showed them the leaderboard. And it's crucial. You also need to show the new player the share feature, how they can actually invite their friends. And I tell them, make sure you invite your best friends, because it's more fun when you're actually playing with your friends. And that's the whole purpose behind the app. You're actually playing with your friends. And so I show them the share feature. And then I also show them how they can watch 6 ads every day and get 6 tokens for that. And at the end, I basically show them how they can create a league. And that's pretty much it.
And we show them how to make it private or public. But we reiterate again that it's so much more fun if you're playing with your friends. So be sure to invite all your friends, and you'll get 2 free tokens every time you invite one of your friends and they download the app. And if they start inviting their friends into it as well, they'll get 2 free tokens. But if you need any more tokens, you call us because we'll be happy to share some more tokens with you.
And we also give them our business card with our name and all our contact information on it. That's crucial because it's, people trust you if you give them your name and your contact information.
And we also back. Go ahead.
No, that is so crucial and so important what you just said. I should say a few things that you said. But the one thing that I do that just like what Elizabeth just said is you walk them through the app, getting them through everything and getting them set up and inviting them and sharing things like that, right? But what I do and myself is I take it maybe one step further. Maybe you do this too, is I actually say, hey, do you have a friend of yours that likes sports? And they go, yeah. Well, great. Why don't we do this? Go inside the app, and then once they get into the game, into the app, right, I have them go to the bottom, click the little orange symbol at the bottom, and click invite. And then I go up there and I teach them to click the blue button at the top of the screen. And I said, great, click on your text message and type in your friend, Ron, James, Joe, Susie, Mary, whatever it is. And they actually send them a text message. I said, now what you need to do is I'm going to pull away. But what you should do is call them and let them know what you just sent them a text to and walk them through, just like I walked you through, and walk them through and invite them to play a game with you. Now, when you're inside the game and you send them an invite, it sends them not even an invite just to the game, but an invite to your league, to the game, and then ask them to sign up as well underneath you, and it's really cool. And not only did we teach them how to download the game and play, but we also taught them how to share. And that sharing is the key to going viral. Wouldn't you agree, Alan, Elizabeth?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, on Super Bowl night, now you guys got to put this in context. I'm a huge Atlanta Falcons fan. I grew up here in the city of Decatur, which is right beside Atlanta. And instead of watching the Super Bowl and doing a Super Bowl party, we didn't want to be tied down to maybe 5 or 6 people in the house. We went out, and we went to the fire station, got 2 firemen to download the app. We went to Chipotle. Nobody was in there except for the staff. And so I walked up to the staff, and I said, hey, just so you guys know it's 21-3 Atlanta. And they were like, wow, that's great. And I said, well, are y'all sports fans? They said, oh, yeah. I said, well, just so happens we work for an app development company. I went through my speech, with them, and they were like, oh, wow. So the manager said, well, y'all go around the corner and do this so that you don't get on camera. And one of the girls, Roger, we show everybody how to share it because that's critical. You got to show them how to share it and how simple it is because that's one of the keys to making something go viral is having that ability to share it real easy. It's got to be simple and it's got to be rewarding to the people at the same time, which we do all that stuff. Anyway, one girl, she shared it with about 4 people while we were going through it with her, and she said, oh, shit, let me send this to my mother. She's actually at the Super Bowl. Let me send it to her. My aunt's at the Super Bowl. Let me send it to her. And so you're right. That share function, the ability to do it so easy is the key. And, of course, we've walked them through the app. And one last thing I want to tell you real quick. We were at I forget where we were, but there was a guy there that we started talking to, and it turns out that he's an app developer himself. And so we said, well, are you sports fans too? And he said, oh, yeah, I love sports. So we said, well, look, we're working with an app development company. We're just on the marketing side. I wish I'd developed this, but I didn't. Let me show you something, and I want you to download this. So he pulls out his phone. He downloads it. We walk him through everything. Elizabeth finishes with him. Now, this is a guy that has sold an app to Home Depot, which is hard to do. He looks at me, and he says, how do I invest in this company? And I said, well, unfortunately, you can't. He said, dadgummit, I knew you were going to say that. And so we've had all kinds of incredible reactions from people because, and what it's taught us, Roger, is that this app is incredible because I never played apps. I'm 63. I don't have time for that nonsense. But I love this app, and it's so much fun to play. And when somebody that develops apps sees it and wants to invest in the company, that says a lot.
I appreciate that. And guys, you guys are what we do these training calls for. I can see how many people on this call that are people from all different. We have 4 different countries on here: Sydney, Canada. We've got Portugal. We've got some different people on this call right now. And I want to tell you that this is what we teach. This is why we teach the 15-minute drill to go out there every day, to go out and get one cut. Like I said, you don't have to go out and get 10 customers. They didn't get all 250 customers plus customers all in one day. They did this every day, and they've got it over a period of time, and they're not stopping. They're not stopping by any means. They're just excited, and I'm glad to have them on my call. And so you guys have got to realize, everyone on this call, that these training calls are very imperative because we don't give you stuff that we think works, we hope works. Guys, let me tell you, I go out there, I have my leadership team, my core development team. We try this stuff. I know that probably Logan and Natalie and Jeff, they try things and we talk about things, and it's important that we go out there as a team, and to everybody, if everybody on the team goes and gets one or two, then guess what? This thing, it's going to go viral in no time. It's almost there now. So Alan, Elizabeth, you guys pick what you guys want. Just take a minute or so just to say something and give these guys some nuggets of advice moving forward.
Yeah, I'll start. When we went out for the very first time to sign up players, actually, Roger, we recorded your training call. And what we did on the way to our meetings, we listened to your training calls like 5 or actually 10 times, the parts where you said exactly what you need to say. We listened to that over and over and over again. And really, when we approached the first person, all we did is we just took like the 15 seconds of courage, and that was it. And one thing I really need to share with you, you don't have to talk to everybody. We pick people, particularly if the person looks friendly and want to talk to that person, we talk to the person, but we don't talk to everybody. So that's my advice for everyone.
Yeah, and we did. That's no kidding, Roger. We listened to your call at least 10 times, just that part where you told us exactly what to say, and we followed it. And I'm telling you, we're not doing anything spectacular over here. We're just using what you gave us, Roger, because you'd already tested it. And we went out and said, all right, let's do it. And we did the first 2 people. They did it. They downloaded the app. And we're like, hey, this isn't so hard after all. And so if you'll take that 15 seconds of bodacious courage, as Matt Damon said, in We Bought a Zoo. We watched that movie, by the way, the other night. But it'll work. It's just doing that, showing people what we've got, because people love sports and they're passionate about it.
It's so true, guys. Listen, I want to thank you guys for all your hard work. I want to convince you, and I know I don't have to, but I want to convince you to keep going and moving forward strong. And everybody that's listening to this call, guys, listen to what they said. Follow what they said. Follow our trainings. Get on these conference calls. Get on these training calls. Between myself, Logan, Natalie, Rob, we're working hard to build an infrastructure and a game that's worthy of you guys being proud out there in the field. And we want you guys to succeed. And remember, long term, go out there, get a player here and there every couple of days, get 1 and 2 players over a period of time, and it's going to pay off big time for you guys.